more time. Love is the sacrifice, the willing, deliberate, sacrificial giving of oneself at one's own cost for the highest possible good of the person in view, though the person may be unworthy of it. That's the kind of love Jesus shows. Jesus is not going to show a love to disciples because of them. He's going to show a love to the disciples in spite of them.
All right now.
So this love is great.
Yes.
But secondly, this love is self-giving. It's all in verse 13. He said, greater love hath no man than this. What is it? That a man lay down his life for his friends. That's sacrificial.
Yes.
It's the sacrificial love, the laying down of oneself. This love has purpose in it. It is for the well-being of someone else. This is the greatest love that anyone can show. Laying down one's life for the other, giving up one's life for the other is overwhelming. It's the greatest thing we could do. That means that this love is not arrogant. This love is not prideful.
All right.
This love is not sloppy. This love is not deceptive. This love is not selfish.
Praise God.
This is a dying love for living people.
All right. All right.
And Jesus will demonstrate that love. Well, we look at the objects of his love. It's stolen there in verse 13. He said, greater love that has no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Right. Jesus qualifies his friends as those who live for him. Remember, keep my commandment?
Yeah. All right now.
He said, I lay down my life for my friends. If we are not, let me see if I can just be crystal clear. If we are not living according to Jesus, we are not friends of Jesus.
All right.
Let me say that one more time.
Go ahead.
If we are not living, I didn't ask what kind of Bible you had. I didn't ask if you had your name printed on the front. I didn't ask your denominational affiliation. If we are not living for Jesus, we are not friends of Jesus.
Go ahead, young man.
We are not friends of Jesus. We are no friends of God, and we are enemies of heaven. Do you attempt to shape your life according to Jesus? The bottom line is this. If there is no spiritual life, born again, Jesus says to a religious man in John chapter 3, life coming down from heaven. If there is no spiritual life from Jesus, there will be no love to Jesus. If there is no real love for Jesus, I can guarantee you there will be no real love for one another.
Go ahead. Tell it like it is.
It starts in Jesus.
Amen.
Maybe I should say it this way. It starts vertical and then it flows horizontal.
Go ahead.
That's a picture of the cross, isn't it?
That's right.
We have to have a cross-focused love. Vertical, horizontal. There will only be, again, if there's no love for Jesus, there will not be love for one another. There will only be, listen, love in theory, but not in practice. There will only be love from the lips, but not love from the life.
Help us, Lord Jesus.
John said, my little children, let us love not in word,
All right now.
neither in tongue, that's the mouth, but in deed, that's the life and truth.
All right.
1 John 3:18. Well, that's the object of love. Let's move on to the demonstration of this love. We've seen the greatness of this love, the object of the love. Let's say the demonstration of this love. The demonstration of this love was shown at Calvary.
Yes, it was.
Calvary is where we see the love of the King full of glory.
Yes.
This love is so great that it can cry out, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do.
All right now.
This love is so great that it can speak to a thief that was meant to perish and bring him to paradise. This love is so great that it can speak to a grieving Mary and a wounded John. Woman, behold your son. Son, behold your mother.
All right.
This love is so so great that it can cry, "It is finished." That's John 19:30. But notice something, just as a sidebar. Jesus said, "It is finished." He didn't say, "I am finished."
Go ahead, y'all.
This love took the nails in the hands, the nails in the feet, and the spear in the side. This love took a crown of thorns upon itself. This love took the sins of others upon itself. This is a great love.
Yes, thank you, Lord Jesus.
This love took the wrath of God upon itself. This love took the hatred of the world upon itself. This love poured out blood, all for the sake of others. This great love.
Yes, He did.
It is the innocent for the guilty, the faithful for the unfaithful, the righteous for the unrighteous, the altogether lovely one for the unlovable ones, the shepherd for the sheep. It's a great love.
Yes, thank you, Lord.
Calvary, that's where this great love is demonstrated, right on Calvary. All out of love. They said to Jesus, "Come down, come down." No, he couldn't, because he was on the cross dying for sinners, showing that great love.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord Jesus.
So let's say it this way in conclusion. I hate to stop, but I am. Jesus could say it this way, I think. My love worked in you
Yeah.
should be worked out of you toward each other. Can I just give it to you one more time?
Amen.
My love worked in you should be worked out of you to one another.
Amen.
We can't say we love God whom we have not seen while we're hating our brothers whom we have seen. I can't stand that person. I'm trying to understand church folk sometimes when it's I can't get along with folks who just say Jesus died for and saying they love Jesus. That's a contradiction in the scripture.
Woo, young man.
Love for God flows out of love for his people. Jesus mentioned that the disciples should love one another. As I said, the way he loved them, he could say it this way: I have given my love to you just as I have given my joy to you. And the love that I have given to you, I want you to demonstrate to each other.
Amen.
Oh, that'll cost you sometimes, won't it? That'll take up some of your time, won't it? Sometimes it'll take up your resources, won't it not? Love is a costly thing. Love is also an active thing. There's no such thing as a passive love.
That's
If you
right.
love somebody, you do something for them.
Amen.
I like to tell my children, I love Mama. We was at this thing before you came, and we'll be at it when you're long gone. I also tell Mama, if you ever think about leaving, you need to pack the bags with every one of us. We're all going. Abraham was called a friend of God. Moses was called a friend of God. You are friends, says Christ, if you do what I say. Are you a friend or foe? That's the question on the table. Love to Christ shows itself in obedience to Christ. Being joyfully fruitful brings glory to God. Jesus opened the section in verse 12 by saying, I command you to love one another. And he closes it, two bookends, in verse 17 saying, I commanded you to love each other. He said the same thing twice. Jesus is the commentary of this as he showed his love on Calvary. He did not love just in word only. He loved in deed.
Yes, he did.
And in truth. And he said, you didn't choose me. I chose you. We got to understand something about the culture that day. The disciples would go and find themselves a rabbi. They would join themselves to a rabbi. They would join themselves to a teacher. But Jesus said, no, you didn't choose me. I chose you. I'm turning things upside down. I'm turning things around. I'm the selector here, not you. And I selected you to be fruitful and to take my message into the world. And we would do that if we love him and we would show that love to one another. Amen.
Simmons, with an awesome word, amen? Amen. No greater love.
No greater love.
Amen. Amen. Ah, thanks to God. I like that part when you He's saying that God does not care about how in the Bible you got, your name's on the Bible, denomination or whatever. Amen. God is not about denomination. God is about a holy nation. Are you with me? Say, be ye holy, for I am holy. Come on, somebody. Amen, amen. Thank you for that wonderful word, Elder Simmons. Amen. God is an awesome God. Yes, He is. Amen, amen. Our next speaker, amen, is no stranger. Pensacola, amen. Pastor Ernest E.J. Williams Jr., amen. Hailing from Pine Bluff, Arkansas. He accepted Christ at a young age. At 13, he was baptized. He has been preaching for 25 years. He started preaching under Pastor James W. Henderson. He has been married to his lovely wife Ruby for 31 years. He has been pastoring Old Spring Hill Primitive Baptist Church in East Bruton, Alabama for 10 years. He is currently the president of the Baptist Ministers Union of Pensacola and surrounding areas. He thanks God for the great things He is doing in his life. Amen. The next voice that you will hear after the unique voices of praise is that of Elder E.J. Williams Jr. Here ye am.